Hi, my name's Kath, and today's daily pattern is from Acts chapter 23, verses 12 to 35. I don't know if you've been anywhere ever that's really dark and experienced the difference that a small amount of light can make. When I was a child, I really struggled to get to sleep at night, and I found that lying in the dark was so much easier if my door was open just a crack, not too much to keep me awake, but just a tiny bit of light made all the difference to me as I was lying there trying to get to sleep. Probably didn't help me sleep actually, but it made all the difference to how I was feeling about having to lie there on my own, waiting to get to sleep. And in our passage today, we see Paul, and he's in quite a difficult situation. He's been arrested, he's narrowly escaped being flogged, he's under arrest by the Romans, he's under a Roman centurion in this passage, and we see his nephew do something quite small in some ways, but quite brave, and it makes all the difference. A tiny little chink of light comes into the situation, and actually it makes a huge difference to Paul in this moment. So his nephew heard of a plot to kill Paul. About 40 of the Jews who want Paul dead have decided not to eat or drink until they've managed to have him killed. So quite serious attack on Paul's life. And his nephew hears of this and takes the brave step to tell Paul about it. Now, we don't know much about his nephew, we don't know his faith background, we don't know even how old he is, but we know he's a young man, and he takes that brave step to go and tell Paul about the plot. Paul tells his centurion who are looking after him, he tells the commander, and then the commander actually makes a decision to move Paul to somewhere much safer for him, and he moves Paul to Caesarea to be with the governor, Governor Felix. And not only does he move him to Caesarea, but he sends alongside him 200 soldiers, 70 horsemen and 200 spearmen to take him there. So quite a lot happens on the back of Paul's nephew's small decision to be brave and tell the truth and pass on what's happening to Paul. I don't know what situation you find yourself in today, whether there's a dark situation you find yourself in, or whether there's someone else that you know who's having a tough time. I'm sure we've all got people that we're thinking of at the moment, but maybe there's something small that you can do that will just shed light on their situation and make all the difference. And maybe there's a truth you need to tell, an encouraging truth, or maybe even a challenging truth that will shed light on their situation and might make all the difference. Maybe there's a phone call you need to have, or maybe just a message you need to send. Maybe it's something small that you can do for someone living in your house with you. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something that's coming to mind even now when I'm speaking. But actually with God, really small things, telling the truth, making a small difference can make all the difference to someone, and maybe God's going to ask you to do that for someone today.